Good morning, everyone. Before we start with our weekly team meeting, I want to discuss with you some startling figures that I recently learned about. For 2,102, 1.8 million, 0. Now 4, that's the number of elementary schools that are within a 5-minute drive from our office. 2,102, that's the student population at these 4 schools. 1.8 million, that's the number of words that a child is exposed to with just 20 minutes of reading per day. 0, that's the number of individuals currently volunteering to read at these 4 schools. Now, I intentionally relayed this information to you in terms of statistical data. As developers, the majority of our days are filled with this type of data, working with users to find out what data they need, coding the user interface to store the data and display the data, extracting the data for reporting purposes, and so on. And we're usually content to be behind the scenes, to not have any consumer or client interaction other than with our business analysts. And what I'm about to propose is the diametric opposite of our normal, regular day-to-day life. I'm proposing that we step out of the shadows and directly engage with the schools and students in our surrounding community by volunteering to read just 1 hour a week. 0 is not a number that we, as part of this community, should be proud of. I know that we can make a positive impact on these 2,102 students. I know that you are a caring and giving group of people who do not shy away from helping those in need. I know that you have often and repeatedly opened your wallets for charitable causes. And I know that you all have a deep value and understanding of the power of learning and education. I hope that you will be compelled to devote just 1 hour a week to help. I hope that you will share your time and your reading skills. I hope that you will also share some things about yourself, so that these students can learn beyond their small little microcosms. I know that if you and I share our time, the teachers will appreciate us. I know that if you and I share our reading skills and our love for learning, the kids will appreciate us. I know that if you and I share something personal about ourselves, our cultures, our knowledge, the kids will get to learn of experiences far beyond what textbooks can provide. Now, perhaps some of you are thinking, you know what? These kids are in elementary school. Shouldn't they be reading to themselves? Let me just fill you in on one other statistic. In these 4 schools, almost half the population are considered low income. Now, it may come as no surprise to you that children from poor socioeconomic backgrounds have a much, much lower chance of positive future outcomes. Many of you know that word mastery in adulthood is directly correlated with early acquisition of words. So do you see the payoff here? In just 1 hour a week, 4 schools, 2,102 students, 1.8 million words. No longer 0, but 10 of us, 10 individual volunteers. And it's not just the word count. It's the exposure to different genres and styles of writing. It's the building of listening skills. It's the motivation for these kids to read on their own. And since we're such a diverse group, perhaps a seed planted of possibility for their futures. Now, you all know how astounded I am about our diversity. I brag about us all the time. Our team is 40% female in a field dominated by men. It's reported that 92% of programmers are men. 70% of our team are from demographics far different than the population of these local schools. I find it so inspiring to see that there is room in our field for individuals that don't look like the stereotypical programmer. And I definitely feel like the students will also take note of that. And maybe that will translate into a different possibility for themselves. You have time and time again given so generously with your money. I'm asking that you put your wallets away and give generously with your time. Your commitment really can help positively affect not only these 2,102 students, but also the teachers, the staff, and our community in general. I would love to talk to you all more about this. My door is always open to you all. Please consider reading just 1 hour a week to these local schools. It would really, really help. Thanks so much for listening to me.